So David, you provided the official script for Chris. So.
I did. Yep. It started with "Wowee" and ended with "Oh yeah."
I always stick to the script, so anything I say is the fault.
Yeah, it's free script.
Oh boy, I walked into that one.
All right, let's do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Viva Connections SharePoint Framework bi-weekly sync for March 20th, 2025. Oh, wow. All right, so we're getting ready to get started here. I am your host, Chris Kent, and we've got an exciting agenda full of stuff today. We're going to do all of our updates. There's always lots and lots of things going on across the whole, I don't know, what do you call it? Ecosphere. There you go. That's a good word. Perfect. Across everything. And then we've got lovely demos here. We've got a first-time presenter. We've got Tanel, and I'm not sure I'm saying that right, so we'll wait for him to correct it later. Exciting. And then Luise is coming up here. She's got a topic that is very close to my heart. She's building a list formatting samples web part. And then we've got Adam, and he's coming back with an SPFx Toolkit manager capabilities. Perfect. All right, so let's get to our updates here. So first off, if you are new or you're just not been paying attention, we have all of this stuff. Look at all this. So we've got a ton of videos all over YouTube, including this video within 24 hours. You know, and then we've also got a LinkedIn group where you can come back and ask for help things. You can share blogs you've written or other resources you found helpful. It's a great place to connect with the rest of the community. And then, of course, we've got a ton of open source repos, including a ton of samples, a ton of tooling, and all sorts of other stuff. And all of that is available if you go to the aka.ms/community/home, where you will find all of the links to all of this, including how to join the calls and everything else. And speaking of calls, you're on one right now. So we have all of these different calls available for you. So every other week, we have this call, which alternates with our SharePoint Framework call. And then, of course, we also have our Power Platform call and all add-in calls and everything else. And when you join these calls, you get a chance to talk live in the chat, ask people in the community what they're doing, ask for help directly from Microsoft, and so on. But again, also these get recorded and put on YouTube, so you can watch them on double speed, and that's also very exciting. Speaking of those calls, the next Microsoft 365 and Power Platform call is coming up in just a few days here on next Tuesday, 25th of March. So please check that out. So we've got Paolo and a bunch of other people here presenting on all sorts of different things about agents and Microsoft and what that means and actions in Microsoft Copilot Studio. So it should be another exciting call for you. And if you would like to be one of the people that is doing this, you can request to present too. So come fill this form out. We would love to help you, whether it's your first time or it's your 800th time. It doesn't matter. If you've got an idea, whether it's a getting started demo, something you just figured out, you'd like to share what you learned from that and what was the process for that was like, or if it's something you've been working on for a long time, we are open to all of that, and we are happy to help you. We'll help you prepare slides, go through demos, whatever you want to do. We would just love to have you here and participating. Perfect. All right. And then David, want to tell us about this?
I do, yes. Thank you, Chris.
Wow.
It's a wowee, yes. Sharing is caring, friends. We are here providing hands-on guidance. And what does that mean? It means that we are going to join live Teams calls together and show you working together on how to make a contribution. These are full-on contributions. We've got a number of topics coming up, and we're excited for what's going to be coming up in the recognition program. We'll talk about in a moment, but we're going to be setting up a number more of these with folks like Todd Clint, Stephanie Marshall stepping in to kind of help out. So we're excited. They are safe space. They are not recorded, and as I mentioned, they do count as a contribution. You're going to learn how to contribute to GitHub by actually contributing to GitHub in a group setting. So keep an eye out for aka.ms/sharing-is-caring. And we will absolutely get you set up. Now, once you do contribute, we want to recognize you for the amazing work that you're doing, and that is our recognition program. Lots of great new badges, some of the oldies but goodies that have been around for just a few months now, like Prompt Pro, Snippet Sorcerer. We had our 2 events that just wrapped up, Powerful Devs and SharePoint Hackathon. Of course, the Repo Rescuer and Modern Search, and that's right, the May the 4th be with you themed badges. May the open source be with you. The Fork Awakens and Rise of the Contributor. These are going to be fun and great opportunities to get these badges over the course of April, May, and June. So 3 full months. We'll be sharing out some opportunities and information about them. Not real hard to get them. 1, 3, and 5 contributions will get you the whole set. So we're excited for those. We do need you to opt in, ak.ms/community/recognition, and we will track the amazing work that you're doing. And again, if you're not familiar with how to contribute, keep an eye out for those. Sharing is caring. That will provide you that access, and it'll get you your first badge. So we're excited for that. Chris, back to you.
Wow, those Star Trek badges look really great. Great job. All right, let's talk to SharePoint Framework. So, Vesa, you want to give us an update here?
quick updates in here. Let's go to the following slide. So first of all, the SharePoint Hackathon is still kind of ongoing. So for the creating of the solution, we had a deadline of 17th of March. So that's already outdated. However, we're right now evaluating those submissions. So thank you everybody for those. We got 91 submissions as part of the hackathon, which by the way is a lot of videos to review and rank and look in normally, because one video can be 8 minutes. 8 minutes times 91, it's quite a lot of minutes. So I spent the start of this week actually going through every single submission. So thank you for doing those. So now right now our feature crews and feature PMs are then ranking those submissions within the individual categories. So that's really cool. Let's go to the following slide. And by the way, next Wednesday, we have a live award ceremony on who's going to win it. So please check that one out at AKMS SharePoint Hackathon. Now, on SPFx, we are growing still significantly. It's a mind-boggling thing to see, actually, the growth. So all-time highest daily usage is actually from last Tuesday, which is brilliant. So the growth is just out of this world. It's awesome to say that people love SPFx. Also a safe thing to bet on. This is not going to go away. Let's go to the following slide. A few nice updates actually here from this week. Emojis are not rendering quite nicely, but no can do. But a few updates here. First of all, 121 preview is out. We went too fast. 121 preview is out. Now, I can now confirm that as part of 121, the GA version, which we don't have an ETA yet and date, we will actually update the Node.js version to Node.js 22. So we're going to jump above the Node.js 20 to Node.js version 22, which will give us a significantly more support time. There is a supportability of things in a node, and we needed to do these things. We're also looking into TypeScript 5.x support, which is really, really cool. And we already know that the React 18, at least, support is coming later this semester or in summertime. So it will be probably in 122, not in 121. So a lot of updates on the technical stack when you are building on SPFx in the closed-term pipeline, which is awesome. So addressing those long-term asks. And then I want to call out card web part on SharePoint. So this basically, if you have created any ACs and cards on the Viva connection, those cards can be exposed in SharePoint right now only within a start site, but within pretty soon, every single SharePoint site can have a dashboard. And that web part and capability starts rolling within 2 weeks. So to targeted release sites, so you're able to start using cards in any site in SharePoint, which is really, really cool. New opportunities for developers as well. But that's a quick update on that one from engineering side, and let's move to the next slides.
Wow, that's very exciting. Great job. Wow. Sorry
completely forgot about it. Wow.
Dang, that's terrible. All right, well, Adam, are you around? We've got a lovely slide for you to cover here.
Yeah, I should be around, so I hope I am around. And yeah, this time we have one new blog post on our blog, which was done by Michelle Mailot, and it's about, so probably I mispronounced totally, but anyway, it's about how you can contribute to PNP controls. It's a good time to add this blog post, because when you contribute during this month to the PNP controls repositories, you will get the repo rescuer exclusive badge. So do read it and do contribute and do help us out. And if you want to share your voice, every voice matters, sharing is caring, scan that QR code and check out the blog post, how to contribute to your blog post to our blog. Okay, back to you, Chris.
Wow. All right, and Adam, don't forget you are presenting later on the call, so very helpful. All right, let's talk about this guy. So Copilot prompts. So if you're not aware, we have a lovely sample repo here full of prompts. So if you are looking to get started with Copilot and you're sitting there staring at a blank chat window, don't know what magic to conjure, you come over here to this PNP prompt library, and if you submit one here, you might even be featured, like our friend Robin here. Robin's got a lovely prompt for you that collects 5 news articles and gets a quick title and a date of publication, helps put emoji on there and all sorts of other stuff, so it's a cool way to just quickly get curated news formatted exactly the way he wants it. So it's exciting. If you've got a bunch of these also, so check them all out. And then Julie, I know you're around here somewhere. Julie.
I am.
Wow.
I don't have much to report other than we did release version 4.11 on March 17th, but it was just package And documentation updates, there was no bug fixes that we needed to do, and there was no enhancements that we were doing because we're working on version 5. So version 5 updates have started. There is a project tab in our PnP.js repo, and you can check that out to see what is on the docket for version 5. And give us feedback if you have any things you'd like to contribute yourself, and or you have ideas, or you just have questions. You can submit an issue, and we will respond to that. In the meantime, if PRs do come in and they do get merged, then you will see them on our nightly builds. So if you want to check one of those out before an official release date, you can install from the @pnp/sp @v4 nightly, and that will give you the most recent build based on what PRs have been merged. And that is all I have. Back to you, Chris.
Ooh, exciting. All right, is Double R Gary around? Yeah,
I am around, yes. Thanks, Chris. CLI for Microsoft 365 version 10.5 beta. So we have new commands for managing directory extensions in Microsoft Graph, some new commands for SharePoint Online, so adding a home site and removing a section from a modern page, and also 2 new commands for Viva Engage, where you can add and remove users from a specific community. If you want to try out this latest beta, use the @next tags, get it from npm or from Docker. We've also got bug fixes, usual enhancements to commands that already exist as well. To get the full details of all of those changes, go to aka.ms/CLI-N365/notes. If you are not a member of our Discord server, you use the CLI, you want to ask questions, you want to meet other people who are using CLI and what they're using the CLI for, best place is Discord server, aka.ms/CLI-N365/Discord is the invite link, and you'll be able to join that server. As usual, all our updates are now coming through Blue Sky as well. So if you are on Blue Sky, use the @CLI Microsoft 365.bsky social handle as well. Give us a follow and get all the latest updates. Moving on to the next slide. We have a new beta version of Dev Proxy. So this is 0.26 beta 1. So few small enhancements here, support for some special characters in URLs when using OpenAPI specs, a new command for making sure that the SSL certificate that we use for decrypting the traffic is on your machine, so make that easier. We've also done some validation as well to make it easier for you to identify some of the URLs that aren't covered. So if you're looking at a specific domain and you've got certain paths that you want to track, and there's other requests on that domain that aren't showing up, the requests aren't coming through, we'll highlight those for you as well. One new thing, this is very recent, is the ability to run Dev Proxy in a Docker container as well. So we do actually have an image that you can use. We don't have any documentation just yet. We're just working through that, but expect that in the coming weeks. But we're really excited for you to be able to use that using Dev Proxy in CI/CD scenarios as well. And that you don't have to install it on your machine, right? It's just running in the container. We've also got a new version of Dev Proxy Toolkit, which provides you with snippets, easy ways to manage your config files in the next pre-release version, which is 0.19. And the next version will be released, the next stable version will be released at the end of this month as well. And that's all I've got for you. Back to you, Chris. Thank you.
Wowee! Man, I just got v0.26.0 tattooed, and now there's a beta 1. Great. So much. Thanks so much. Wonderful. All right, Alex, are you around? Alex.
I am.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris. So Adam basically told everything I wanted to tell on this slide. We are on March challenge for Rapper Restore batch. It's running 1.5 weeks left. So we will be happy on all the PRs that you can provide to us and help to rescue our repos. Both PnP React controls and PnP property controls are participating. So you have 1.5 weeks left to submit your PRs. Thank you. And back to you, Chris. Wowee!
Wowee! All right, Adam, you're up again.
Yeah, Wowie. So we just had a new pre-release 4.4.4. 3.4s. I love it. Anyway, and in this release we had a small bug fix fixed by Saurabh Tripathi, which will be demoing on this call actually with me on the last demo. So please do wait for us. And we also have a new feature which allows you, it's a new action that allows you to update and align your project versioning between the project.json and the project solution.json. So you can click on this and then pick if you want to upgrade your major, minor, or patch version, and it will align for everything for you. So just a small handy action you can do without doing it manually. Please do and give it a try, this tooling, if you are doing any kind of SPFx framework, solutions, projects, whatever. And happy coding, everybody. Back to you, Chris.
Ooh, very cool. All right, Casper.
Yeah, what's up? So we have to welcome a new member of the family, sort of, as far as language goes, because now we have also a Czech translation as well. That's really a positive thing that Peter Bolfer asked us, why wasn't there any Czech localizations? And we just said, well, because none of us really speak Czech, and he did. So he submitted that pull request like a week after that. So now, from the next version, we also support Czech. So if there's anybody else out there speaking a language which is not currently covered, please reach out, because we want to provide this feature to as many people as possible in their own language as well. So besides that, I just want to remind people that every 2 hours, every 2 weeks, we have this PNP Modern Search Office Hour, and you can sign up at the link that you see on the screen right now, where you will have half an hour where you can ask questions or get help or get some of your ideas reviewed by a member of the project, all for free, and all by people who have been there and done that before. So we should be able to help you out. In any case, I had a very good session last Tuesday, where we were able to help people to get on with their such projects. So it's a good idea, and sign up. It's not that long a queue right now, about 2 weeks, I think. So back to you, Chris.
All right. Whoa. Thanks, Casper. All right, Hugo. Hugo? I'm not sure how to pronounce
yes.
that. You around? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I am. All right. So we have SPFx sample web part and extensions that are stored in GitHub repositories, and anyone can contribute to them. This is what we have since our last update. We have an update to the tab accordion by Nico, new mermaid diagram by Clavin, new demo time by Adam, which allows you to actually put a SharePoint communication page in presentation mode. We have a new M365 Planner timeline by Bill from my hometown, a camel to table update by Nico, as well as a new document AI chat using kernel memory by Ijaz. Ijaz was busy because he also did an update to a rich text editor. And then we have a new bookmarks manager by Sudeep. We have a new React accordion plugin using SPFx. We have lots of accordions in our sample repo, so apparently it's a useful thing. New group members web part by Nico. New FAQ accordion by Nico. New use reducer hook by PNP.js, and a new modern calendar web part by Joao. They all are available on the aka.ms/spfx-webpart, or you can go to our sample gallery at, I don't have the URL here, but I'm sure Dave will be able to post it. Now, if we can hit next, one of the things that we've done, Chris, next, yeah, there you go. One of the things that we've done, nope, just once, thank you, is that all the sample repositories are maintained by volunteers, and unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes. But we have a certain standard in terms of what we want in our samples, and sometimes our contributions are missing certain elements, which is fine, right? But that means that it increases the time that it takes to process these pull requests. And we absolutely want those samples to show up as soon as possible. As soon as they're verified and tested, we want them to appear. So we've added this new capability. We started with the web parts repo, but we'll be adding this to other sample repos as we opt in. But the ability for it to tell you whether your contribution is meeting the contribution guidelines with a little helpful link to every contribution guidelines. And then if you hit next, once you've done everything that you need to do, it'll actually tell you that everything is successful. So you always have the opportunity to correct and make updates. And again, this is something that we'll be rolling out in the future soon enough. And it's also available as a open source action if you ever need to use that in your own repositories, although it's specifically designed for the PNP repos. That's it for me. Back to you.
Wow, let's see. Do we got Derek around?
We've got Derek, yeah.
Yay!
We have Derek, but we have no new ACEs samples, which makes me very sad. So please create. I know you're all using ACEs, so please create some new samples and send them over, and I will review them personally. Back to you, Chris.
Wow, personal guarantee. Boom, done. All right, David, gonna take some photos of us?
Yes, I am. It is picture time, everybody. So let's get those fantastic faces showing up on your screen. Turn those cameras on. We'll move this over. I think today, like the first day of spring or something, although I don't know if Mother Nature knows. It's still pretty cold out here. But we're heading towards that time of year, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. For everybody that's looking forward to it, I see Luise is looking great. All right. We still got some room, so we're outdoors getting ready for spring. Still got a little bit of opportunity for everybody to turn on their cameras. There we go. Showing up, looking good. We'll give it one more second, and then we will count it down. All right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Woo. Yeah, great to see everybody. Hugo's dancing. Bess is dancing. Derek's looking great. See, Bill, awesome. Thank you all for doing all you do in the community. Zhao's looking great. Thank you all again. Amazing passion that you have in the community. We appreciate it. Chris, back to you.
All right. Wonderful. It's time for the demos. All right. So if you are ready, Tanel, you can tell us how to pronounce your name, and you can go ahead and take over the screen. It'll be perfect. So sorry. You got it? Let me see.
Here we go. Wow, we.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Yep. We see it. We hear you. Perfect. Go for it.
Good stuff. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here and share some cool stuff I've been working on. Once more, thank you for having me. And before we start, here's a little about me. I'm Tanel. As a day-to-day, I work as a modern workplace consultant in a company called Deptive. My career started as a front-end developer, but soon moved into SharePoint space, where I've been almost 8 years. Along the way, I became passionate about building solutions with SharePoint Framework, Power Platform, JSON formatting, and AI, all the good stuff. Originally, I'm actually from Estonia, but moved to New Zealand over 6 years ago. And if I look just a little too sleepy, it is actually 3 a.m. here, so that's why. So yeah, after this call, I go back to sleep. I'm excited to share something I've been working on with you today, which hopefully can give back a little to this awesome community. So as you know, my topic today is SharePoint List View Metrics spare part. And I wish to start by noting what I believe the key problem is, and thereafter the solution I decided to build. SharePoint out of the box doesn't provide an easy or nice way to visualize key metrics from the list views inside the SharePoint page. Whilst you can use Power BI, for example, it can be rather complex and costly. Therefore, there was a need for a simple, cost-effective way to show important list view metrics directly within SharePoint sites and pages, and that's exactly why I built this web part. The web part is built with modern technologies, SharePoint Framework, React. I'm using all the goodness from the community like BMP.js, BMP controls, and then a React CountUp NPM library for animation. One of the biggest advantages of this web part is the flexibility. You can easily connect to existing SharePoint list views. We all know what SharePoint list views are and how easy to actually set it up. Or if you need more control, this web part allows to create custom queries to filter and expand your data, making it perfect for handling either simpler or complex scenarios. The flexibility also provides a variety in design by allowing the total look and feel of the web part to fully customized. You can modify the layout, colors, fonts, icons, adjust animations to suit your specific design needs. And yeah, it's also very user-friendly and can be added to any SharePoint page and site. Here is one of the examples how the standard SharePoint list of employee data is turned into more simplified, summarized, and visually understandable data by using the list view metrics web part, what I'm showing you today. Yes, this employee data is generated by AI, don't worry. It's not our company list. For this example, I created multiple views to filter the list items based on specific criteria, such as country and gender. And then basically in the SharePoint page, I used those filter views within my metric cards to display the total count of items for each specific view. So, and then I have another example, and then later I will show in live as well. But another example shows how list of CapEx request data in SharePoint is turned into visually clear presentation of approval statuses by using the same web part. Very clear. You know how many CapEx requests are approved, how many are still processing, or how many have been rejected. Everything updates in the SharePoint list. Then obviously those numbers will reflect in those metric cards as well. Key features, it can display and calculate key metrics like total count, unit count, average, min, max values, sum, and the most popular value based on the SharePoint list views. Most of them only works with a currency or number type against number type fields. But for example, most popular, it doesn't matter which type of field it is. The flexibility of the web part allows you to connect with existing list views, create the custom queries for more tailored data. You're able to use multiple metrics from your list based on the views and its columns, add tooltips, icons, suffixes, and set even target values to able to track the actual performance goal. And last but not least, have an adjustable design. Let's cover quickly the configuration part. It is largely divided into 3 parts, which I go through shortly. First is the source, where you can link the web part to existing SharePoint site, list, and view. When do you need more flexibility or the list itself contains too much data, we know all those 5,000 limits and so on, we can create the custom query to select, filter, and expand the data. Second is the metric settings. You can create the collection of metrics based on the columns you select from your SharePoint list view or custom query. For each metric, you can define the title, select the column, choose an icon, and set the metric type. The customization actually goes further. You're able to adjust the metric card background, font color, and even display a target value, either as a value or percentage for easy comparison. And third and final is the design. You can choose between a vertical or horizontal card layout to best fit your page, adjust the card size, add a shadow effect, or fine-tune the positioning. The web part also allows you to customize the default background colors, font sizes, and so on, already mentioned. And the coolest feature is the number animation effect, which makes the metrics visually engaging and more impactful. Here we go. Let's wrap up with the live demo. I'll walk you through how the web part can be configured in your SharePoint page. And of course, if I have a couple of minutes, we will peek into the code as well. Here we go. I tracked this one here. So for this demo, I created a simple list for sales performance. We have a salesperson, regions, sales, what's the target sale, how many deals are closed, and customer ratings. Then what I can do now, I can create a view. Let's say I create a view for which one I don't have. I already have 3 of them, north, south, and west. I don't have a view for east. So what I can do, I create the view for east, and here we go, save view as. And what it does, it allows me to now use this view in my list view web part. So if I go and set the web part up, I come here, edit, here we go. I will look my list view metrics web part, but if obviously it doesn't show anything, I can give a title, sales in east. I can go here, choose the site. It doesn't need to be the same site where the web part is located. I can choose whatever site I want. I go list. View metrics demo site. I select the list. I know that's a sales performance list. And now I have options to either use the list view or use the custom query. If you select the custom query, you need to define which columns you want to select, which you're going to use in the matrices. If it's a lookup field or user field, then you have options to expand. And then the filter query as well. You can. I have also a couple of placeholders you can use to make the filter more dynamic. But for this demo, I will use the list view, what I just created, all items east. Here we go. And then if I go manage, I can give the title to the metrics. Let's go with average. Let's go average. Then I choose the field. Let's go with sales. If there is something to expand, I can define the expand the field as well. I can choose the icon. I go with a stars because why not? And then from here, I choose the option, which for this metric makes sense to be average. I can add the suffix. Let's go with a dollar sign. I can add some tooltip. Tooltip it is. Target value, let's say 400,000 is the target. And let's go with the value. And I can add more. Let's have add quickly one more. Let's go max. Same field, but a different icon. Let's go with an accept icon. It's a little bit slow. Here we go. Happy demo. There we go. And max value, dollar signs. And yeah, I don't need to put the target here. And here we go. All the average and max are shown up based on the list views I've been chosen. And then I can start designing it. So there's obviously some default design. If I don't like it, I can change it. Horizontal card, vertical card. I can change the width, add box shadows. I can change the positioning, center, and so on, so on. And add the number animation, which, yeah, It's pretty cool, I think. And set the length as well. If I want to make it longer, I go with the 5 seconds, and here we go. So that's about it. That's how the web part looks in action. In the code base, I don't have much time left, so I go very quickly. So basically, I try to divide my code into different folders and files. The components where I have one component, basically. In the future, I have planned to actually divide it into multiple components. But here, most of the magic happens. I do some number formatting. I'm getting the field values in the correct format. Is it datetime, or if it's a number, then making sure everything is formatted well. Then I calculate the metric values. I'm using Lodash, which is makes it much easier to get, for example, unique values, make the sum, getting max and min values, and so on, so on. And then, of course, is the rendering part, and there's also quite a bit of code inside. So hopefully, after this session and probably next week, I try to push the code into the amazing BMP samples repository as well. So you can guys, play around and see everything in action. I think that's about it. I think it's time to give others a chance to demo their cool stuff as well.
Awesome demo, fantastic job. Really think that's going to be very helpful for a lot of people here. So thank you. And Luise, are you ready here? You can go ahead and take over as well.
I'm ready. So
All
let me share my screen. So here we go. So hi everyone, my name is Luise. I work in Germany. I'm independent as an architect. Work at the intersection of M365 Power Platform and Azure. I've been awarded as an MVP in 2 categories. I'm a princess, still a punk at heart, and an open sorceress. If you want to read my blogs or connect with me, please feel free to do so. Happy to hear from all of you. So please be kind. This is still an SPFx newbie, so this is my second web part, so please be kind. I want to preface this with something. So I love samples. And this is really important to me. So I'm not only just like consumer of all the great samples that we have in the sample gallery, but also I'm a contributor. And I thought when it comes to list formatting, the process that most users need to do if they want to leverage those, that is still a little bit tedious, because first they need to find the gallery. And then they need to maybe find the sample that is applicable to their column type, like choice or text or number or Boolean or whatever that is. And then they need to find the right file and copy the code. And then they need to go back to their library. And once they're in the library, then they can paste the code. So I was like, okay, that is a lot of back and forth. And for me, that is super energy draining. So what if we made that easier? And what if we could just like choose from all the cool samples that we have in the fabulous GitHub repository, and then could just like apply those directly to a column of our choosing with an SPFx web part. The problem with that is there was no web part, so I needed to build this myself. So here we go with that. So it's demo time. So here is my web part. It is already using some parts that are previously used. What do I have? I want to apply column formatting. So obviously I need a site selector. I will select my site tech. Now it just like pulls from all the lists and libraries that I have on that site, and I will select my list process. And in my list process, there are a few columns, one of them being the column pink, which indicates, and I will show you this in the list, if a value is pink or not. And right now you can see that this is a Boolean column. And neither is the demo column or the quantity column. So this is just like out of the box. So we do not really want this. What the web part does is it populates a nice gallery over here with all the column, with all the samples from the list formatting repository that are applicable to this column type Boolean. I can also select, yes, I want to have the generic samples as well, those which could potentially fit to any kind of column, but I choose to not do this because going the safe route for this demo would be nicer. So what I do is I choose maybe this sample here. I will open this, it will open a modal for me, and I have two options in this modal, apart from obviously reading the description, paying some attention, who are the gorgeous contributors, and previewing the sample. I can open that on GitHub, which will open the link, obviously, to this particular sample, or I can apply this sample now directly to the column that I chose in my list selector and column selector. So I will apply this. It asks me directly for feedback. Let's check first if that did work. So I will refresh this over here, and we can see that the pink column is now nicely formatted. Let's go back again in here and record some feedback. So this is absolutely awesome, I would say, if I can type that correctly, and submit some feedback here as well. And obviously the feedback then is recorded in my list formatting feedback list. And I can see, yes, this was the yes, no column, and it will also show me what is the rating and who recorded this. Let's dig into some code now to see how this works. So I did a little code tour for you. So I am a big fan of separating all the components in very, very small child components. That makes it super easy for me to not have to scroll through endless lists of code. That's easier for me. So we will start with the site selector. Next would be, I like to use a lot of hooks because that makes it, again, easier to separate the concerns. And so I will select the sites in here. Next up would be the list selector, which will then, of course, use another hook. I call it use the fetch lists hook to get the lists of the particular site that we already chose. I excluded a lot of titles, so the built-in lists that I do not need and do not want to format. Maybe there is a nicer way to do this, so please hit me up if you know that. Then the column selector does pretty much the same, just with the fields. And of course, it uses another hook, which I call the use fetch columns. And now I use the use fetch column type hook. So that gives me the column type, because I need to determine, is that a text field? Is this a number field? Is this Boolean? Is this choice? What is that? Next up would be over here, that I need to display the gallery, and obviously this is a little bit longer, and I needed to deal with pagination, and so this took, honestly, that one was the one that took the most brain power out of me, because there were just like so many samples, and the many samples needed obviously time to be rendered. So I implemented pagination so that this worked just like a little bit more faster. Next thing is that we display the samples in the gallery with the title and the description and the metadata and the picture of the author, because always give credits where credit is due, because I did not do all these samples. These come from just like all the gorgeous contributors in our community. And then the apply button obviously calls a hook again, and that hook is the use apply column formatting hook to apply the column format to the selected column of our choosing. And this really gets complicated, and at some point I couldn't use PnP.js anymore because I didn't just like know how to do that. So please hit me up again if you know on how to do that, because I believe sharing is caring. So maybe we can turn this into a group effort. And last but not least, I save my feedback, and feedback is just like saved again to a SharePoint list, and that's about it. And if you now get confused on, wow, these were just like a lot of files. Yes, these are a lot of files, but I made this easier for you to understand. So let me share my presentation again. If it wants to, it doesn't. Here we go. So what I used, obviously, SPFx Toolkit, just so that Adam doesn't get sad. And yes, so this is React and PNP.js for most of the SharePoint's data fetching, and OctoKit to get the data from GitHub. So that made it really, really easy to deal with the samples. And to give you a little overview, so this is a mermaid chart that I implemented. So we start with the web part, and then we have the site selector, list selector, column selector, and the column and the display of the column type. And all of those have their respective hooks. And then in the sample gallery, we have the modal, and the modal has the apply button, which has its own hook. And obviously the sample preview, so that's just like the core of what we want to see. And it has the use fetch column formatting hook, the pagination, the use modal, and the use sample selection, so that we know which sample we need to apply. And with that, I would say thank you and see you next time. The PR is on the way. I blogged about it with a lot of code snippets already. Please let me know what you think, and thank you again. Back to you, Chris.
Wow, you love it. Very, very cool, making samples much more available to people. That is awesome. Very good job. Let's go over and jump over to Adam and Saurabh. If you're ready, you can take over as well.
Yeah, we are ready. I hope you can see my slides, and let's start and let's rock. So we're going to talk about SharePoint Framework Toolkit and about the management capabilities of this tool. And hi, everybody. In case you don't know me, my name is Adam, and I'm just a standard dev. Okay, and now let's go to the real star of today's demo, which is...
Hi, my name is Saurabh. I'm part of Free IT, based in Stockholm, Sweden. I've been a SharePoint guy for a while now. I started as a developer and evolving into my current role, where I focus on governance and automation a lot. I contribute to these two communities, CLI for Microsoft 365 and SPFx Toolkit, because I use these tools a lot. Thank you.
And this is Saurabh, first time demoing on this call, so please give him a bit of cheer and applause. Okay. And let's move on. Probably if you are on the call, probably you already know what SPFx is, but basically SharePoint Framework is an extensibility model that is the primary extensibility model you should pick when you want to extend SharePoint, and a good option for other areas like Microsoft Teams or Outlook or so on and so forth. Okay, and what is SharePoint Framework Toolkit then? Well, this is tooling that we expose as a VS Code extension that allows you to boost your productivity around SharePoint Framework development, developing it faster, smarter, managing your apps, and we'll the list of features in a while. It's open source and open for contributions, so if you want to help us out, please do. And it's built together with Microsoft, so when we introduce some new fancy features, we first ask, hey guys, maybe you will do it, and okay, we'll do it. It has the built-in sample gallery, so it comes along with all the SPFx and web part extension AC samples in the extension already. It uses the same tooling as Microsoft recommends, so we don't reinvent the wheel. We just give you an additional layer, an UI, an AI, and a blah, blah, blah chat layer around it to boost your work. And it comes along with CLI for Microsoft 365 embedded. So under the hood, it uses many features CLI for some actions, and we're going to also see it today in action as well. And why should use this tooling? Well, this is why actually last year tried to go under 1 hour to go over each of the features, every features on this list under 1 hour on one of the conferences, and I didn't manage, so today we're going to try in 15 minutes. Why not? No, actually, we're going to just focus on the management capabilities. And without further ado, I'll pass my voice to the real presenter and the real star of today's demo. So the stage is yours.
Thank you, Adam. And I have started sharing my screen. I hope you all can see that. And I have opened the extension in the context of a SharePoint Framework project, and I can do a lot of work without signing in. For example, I can perform various tasks that are available to me. And also when I sign in, the management capabilities for apps within my tenant app catalog and site collection app catalogs become available. There on the screen you see 4 views right now: accounts, tasks, actions, and help and feedback. Because I have not signed in yet, I can continue to build my project. I can test locally in Workbench. Additionally, I can download samples from sample gallery. I can validate the correctness of projects. I can upgrade to the latest SharePoint Framework version, add CI/CD workflows, and more. However, when I log in, it will unlock management capabilities, and that'll be in the views in the view called App Catalog Details view. So this is where you'd see 2 nodes: tenant app catalog and site collection app catalogs. To keep the view manageable, we are opening only tenant app catalog, and all the other nodes are collapsed until I need them. Under tenant-wide extensions, I see the list of SharePoint framework extensions that are available to deploy, and deployed across all the sites. These are SharePoint list items. When I click on one, it'll open the list display form. Also, right now we are not providing any management options for the extensions, but in the future maybe we can add more options here. For example, deploying it to the specific web templates, or updating component properties. Site apps. This is my tenant app catalog URL. We have apps available within that, and as I click on the node, it dynamically fetches the apps. This is done to keep the performance of extension improved. Here, on click of each app, you'd be taken to the app details page, and also there are management options available here, which are here. If you can say deploy, which will make the app available to install on all the sites. On the show more, we have retract, which is reverse of deploy. Once retracted, the solution cannot be installed. Remove will remove the app from the tenant app catalog. Enable makes it visible to the end user when they try and pick a web part from the web part toolbox. Disable will hide it from the end users, and this is even when the app is installed on the site. Install will install based on specified URL. Uninstall is reverse of that. It undoes the installation. Upgrade will upgrade the SharePoint app framework app to the latest version available in the app catalog. Talking about upgrade, if I have to upgrade the app, what I can do it directly from the VS Code extension here. I can increase the project version. For example, I've just changed the version to major version, and then if I go and check here, the version will be upgraded to the latest major version. So it was 2.1.0, now it is 3.0. And then once I have upgraded the version, I can publish from here. Once I publish it, it'll run gulp bundle and then package solution. And then I can click on deploy package to app catalog and specify my tenant app catalog or site collection app catalog from here. The site collection app catalog, site collection works similarly. Here the scope is limited to site collection. For example, if I click on the site here, this one is available, and if all the actions available here are going to affect only the current site collection. So if I click on install, it should install the app in the current site. Let's take a look at one of the action in the site. So for example, here in the site, I have SPFx app installed, and some of the web parts are added on the site. And if I go ahead and uninstall, it'll ask me for the URL. I can specify the relative site URL, or I can keep it blank for the root site. If I do so, it should uninstall the app, and then if I go and refresh it, I think I closed it. But if I go and refresh it, the site, the app will be uninstalled and removed from the site. Now, very quickly, we'll look at some of the relevant code that is related to app management. We start with the view container, which is what you see here, that can be available in the sidebar as well as panel. You can move it around. You can bring it close to the default view containers like search or source control. These view containers are created using view container contribution point in package.json, as you can see here. Once view containers are created, we create the view. That should be here. So these are the views. Once in the view container, views are defined. So for now, we as you can see that when I had not logged in, I had 4 views, and then once I have logged in, I have 5, as you can see here, and one is the empty view. And these are created using views contribution point in package.json from here. Once view is registered and created, then data is provided using action tree data provider, and all these items are created as action tree item class. These are available, and then action tree item class can have child items. It can have command. It can have arguments that command will use while invoking, and also a dynamic load function that will invoke. That will fetch the data dynamically when expanded. The last thing here is the app management options, which are added as commands in the package.json, and these are added in the context menu from here, as well as the submenu in the package.json. Once these commands are invoked, these commands are using CLI for Microsoft 365. So, for example, this is app install uninstall function, and based on the parameters, it'll install or uninstall the app from in the site. And that is all for me. Thank you, Adam. Over to you.
Over to me. Perfect. Okay, and okay, so hi everybody, I'm back. And now I'll show you a bit of AI capabilities of this tool, and where's my VS Code? Okay, it's here. I hope you can hear me and see me. Just let me know if you don't. Okay, so this is standard VS Code, and as Saurabh already presented to you, the SPFx toolkit has many capabilities, which you can click around the management capabilities from the account view and the app catalog view. So after you logged in, you see those helpful links to the SharePoint main site, admin site, web paper permissions. You also get your health state of your tenant. And if you have any incidents, of course, it's fully customizable. So if you don't want to show it, you just go to the extension settings, type for SharePoint. Okay, with capital P, I know capital P, doesn't matter. And at the bottom, you have I don't want to see the incidents. It's my dev tenant. I don't care. Okay, it may not work. Okay, perfect. Let me just then sign in to back to my tenant then. So apparently I'm signed out and I forgot about it. Cool. Okay, see, it's really fast and annoying. And let's reload VS Code. And the SPFx toolkit allows you to manage your solutions by clicking, so going with the SPFx UI, but also we come along with then how to say it, an GitHub Copilot chart participant. So GitHub Copilot in VS Code is for free. So there's nothing stopping you just from using it right now. And when you go here, you'll get the standard Copilot experience like hi there. And of course, GitHub Copilot will answer a question about like general coding stuff. But if you type add SPFx now, actually, and let's say now we say hi there. Now, as you can see, it's SPFx toolkit that is answering a question, and the answer is already SPFx related. So there's no need to go to standard GitHub, but if you can use our SPFx GitHub Copilot chat participant, a really long name, but that's what name it is. And it's every conversation you'll have with our AI tooling around it, it will be in the context of SPFx. So it's better if you're doing an SPFx project. And we come along with a couple of chat commands. So what is a chat command? These are, if you do the dash, you have those commands here you can use. So for example, if you just would do a standard question like, I need a new project, right? And this will be a standard, like, okay, in the context of VFX and a new project, you can use the -new command, okay, prompt for the AI, it was smart, but you can do the standard approach, right? But this is not any like additional functionality that the standard compiler wouldn't give you, but if you use some tailored commands, so the new command is tailored for creating your, let's actually reuse the prompt for creating a new project, and I'll use it the same prompt, but using the new command, you will see that the conversation will not differ. And as soon as it will go over my prompt, see, it now asks me to provide some name, what component I'm actually wanted to create, and so on and so forth. So let's say I wanna customize my Viva dashboard and pick some random names. Okay, let's see what happens. And if it will work. No, it's demos with Copilot, you never know. So, okay, so I didn't pick the random name, okay, but just use some test names. But it answered that I need, I want probably to create an adaptive card to customize my Viva Connection dashboard. Okay, and give me a command, actually ready to use. I can copy and already a button that you can click, and it will run this command, run npm install, and reopen SPFx Toolkit, this new project. Really cool. And since this demo is about management capabilities, we have this beta. Okay, so there are many things we are still working about. This manage chat command, which allows you to go about things about your tenants. So let's say now I can ask questions regarding my SharePoint Online tenant. Really cool. So, okay, so what app catalogs do I have? Let's see if it will give me the same list of my site app catalogs that you can see here on the UI. See how smart it is? Okay, let's see. So that's really interesting. It actually used the CLI for Microsoft 365. That's what I found. Okay. Can you try again? Maybe it will give us a list this time. So SPFx Toolkit, chat participant under the hood tries at least to use the CLI for Microsoft 365 commands, and then it analyzes the response. Unfortunately, okay, so it runs the okay, but let me give me my site level up. Let's be more specific. Then maybe this time it will know what I'm actually talking about. Okay, perfect. So it used the CLI for Microsoft 365. This is what I wanted. So CLI for Microsoft 365 under the hood. And if we would go to the log, let's go to this panel over here and see the output of this command, SPFx Toolkit, actually under the hood, when it understands your prompt, what you actually want, so maybe I should be more specific since it's an AI, it will execute the correlated CLI for Microsoft 365 command that can leverage to get this data, and then it will analyze the data and explain it to you. So it's really, even though it's GitHub Copilot AI, it's LLM, you can kind of anticipate what it's capable of and what features it can do, since if you know you're familiar with SPO commands for the CLI for Microsoft 365, you can probably guess what it's capable of against your tenant. And if you're you want to be in detail what it's actually capable of, if you go to the SPFx Toolkit docs, here in the help and feedback section, we have a docs. And then if you go to the SPFx Toolkit chat participant, here we explain all the commands that it does, so the setup, the coding command, the new, and there's the management command. As you can see, we have more than 100 commands, but notice that it's only list and get commands. So we are only allowing you to retrieve information from the tenant, no modification, no adding, no removing, just asking questions about your SharePoint Online things and resources as of now. Okay, so what are some use cases I would have? I used it actually when I was creating my SharePoint hack for the hack, and I created a solution that first of all requires a list on my site. So here I had some provision list, and since I started it, then 1 week later I hit it to continue. I didn't remember if I actually deployed this list. Do I have some items on this? Do I have my web part? And of course, you can do it manually, go to the site, but what fun was the fun in that? Yeah, if you have an AI assistant that can help you and can just have a small conversation to see if you're ready to go. So I've created already pre-built some site level app catalog and a sites hack where I deployed my hack. Okay, let's see what list I have on. So what lists I have on sites hack
Wow, amazing. Yeah, every time I think you guys are done, you keep adding more stuff. It's insane. All right, let's wrap this thing up. So thank you very much for everyone that stayed. Anyone that didn't is watching on YouTube, I guess thanks as well. Awesome. So if you want to give us some feedback about these calls, if you'd like to see something different, or you want to let us know how amazing the hosts obviously are, you can go over here to this link and you can fill that out, and we would love to hear from you. Good, bad, whatever. It's an excellent opportunity for you to help improve the community, which is done by us. So there you go. All right, and then of course you can also just come over here for a slightly more informal chat here. You can jump on a call here. You can read some blog posts. You can ask for help and all sorts of other wonderful things at our Discord server. We've got a bunch of people there. It's a great spot just to hang out as well. And that's it. So thank you very much. Please join us next week for our Viva Connections SPFx call. And then, of course, this will be available in 24 hours. Wowee! That's it. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.